All right, welcome back as we start our evening. Believe up against One Win Ancient, the first battleground of the evening. And One Win starting over on that T side of things. Early smoke goes towards red, not spotted out. Nobody really home for the CT side towards that portion of the map. Instead, it's a two-man donut setup that may well get tested early on here. Volt with a couple of warning shots, but yet to find the connection. And suddenly this starts to look like a very violent split through CT. They come one man towards main, but it's a three-man stack out on this A site that needs to find some purchase. Travis with the early kill, Deco there to back him up, and almost immediately that A site is utterly overrun. Sunny and Maze nowhere to be found, and with Maze already tagged down low, this one's feeling like a done deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's a strange one. We know that this is not a very good map at all, of course, coming in for Believe. So it made the Vertigo pick so strange. It allowed for Ancient to be picked out here by One Win, and a very commanding pistol round indeed to kick things off. Maze was hoping for maybe a few kills to add a bit of money to the bank, but only the one able to be found. Likely the full eco to come in so that they can get that early buyout. Yeah, Maze just buying up a flash, so perhaps some aggression coordinated somewhere together, get 2 or 3 kills with these USPs. That would be a success.
Try not to die to the Mac 10s. I think they'd take that as well.
Ideally, yeah.
It's one of those rounds where, yeah, very limited in what you can achieve. Maze has got the flashbang and he's on a site. Currently looking like some kind of a split into mid is the call. 2 towards snipers, a couple in donut initially. Problem is One Win with a nice opening set. Good control maintained pretty much across the board here, and it's going to be the push into a long. Flamey is here with an AK in hand. This could get a little sketchy. Flashbang comes in fully blinded. Flamey has to tuck and run. He's going to do what he can on the spray down, but just too many bodies. Plenty of damage dissipated between them, but yet to find that second kill. Bomb deep in towards spawn as well. Always makes this that little bit more sketchy, as Deco and Nickelback look to hit the pressure release with these Mac 10s, finding a couple of kills very early on. And yeah, Deco continuing to farm before Maze puts him down. And at this point, a little bit of a decision to make for Maze. Ideally would like to hold on to that AK into the next round, but you can't imagine Nickelback and Travis are really going to allow that to happen. Running out of bullets as well. 12 left in the chamber, and he can't quite rein them in. Travis finds the kill. That one AK being the main casualty of the round, but nothing too concerning for One Win. They managed to recover it. And just those Mac 10s as well going down is really nothing of concern as the buy comes out for Believe.
Yeah, and the vast majority of kills were taken by those SMGs. So, as you can see, it's allowed for Deco and Nickelback to easily get those AKs for themselves. A couple of Galils kept in. It's not quite a perfect bonus round, though, considering they don't have enough for a full buy in the reserve. So, ideally, they want to keep up the round wins here early on against what is a somewhat limited buy from Believe. Sure, they have the firepower with all the M4s, but as you can see, the nades already very early on are quite limited. There's 4 smokes and a single flash, so they need some early kills. And that's exactly what's being delivered. Sensei, Maze, and Vault all joining in. All right. One Win, we're hoping to maybe just catch some of these dry peaks, play it on the timings. Tempted to really get the work done in a few different places at once and just got picked apart. Could have been more coordinated on those mid peaks for sure.
Yeah, definitely felt like you said, they were waiting for that push, waiting to get themselves the opening. Instead, Believe winning out 3 straight one-on-ones. And without that money in the bank, as you referenced, it isn't the ideal round for a bonus. If this one goes completely wrong, life could still be difficult. Deco trying to do what he can, however. Finds an early pick onto Maze to at least start to pull this one back into contention, and it's a bit of an odd CT setup again, you have to say. Sunny and Sensei both deep in towards CT, only just now pushing up short to take the site. And with a 2-2 split and both sides turtling, if Flamey and Deco can find a couple of entries here, there's a distinct possibility that they could win this one, or at least get some more damage out of it, get that bomb plant down, and critically give yourselves the extra finances you're going to need headed into the next. And well, as that smoke goes down, it's all on the timings now. Flamey needs to make this transfer off towards site, needs to get that bomb down for the money, and will do just that. Sensei, Molotov goes out, not yet in a position to really punish it. Now he is, now his teammates are, and Sunny comes in well. A quick double kill finishes the round off. The bomb at the very least going down to bolster the economy of 1 win. But a much better showing once the rifles come out from Believe.
Yeah, it's exactly what they needed, a convincing one for the economy and also for the sake of themselves, just to start feeling some confidence after a couple of poor initial 2 rounds anyway. Plant, though, as you said, just about allowing for the buy to be scraped together. They want to keep the pressure on, even though they didn't get too much damage during that previous round. They know a lot of the utility is going to take up the money. So, yeah, I mean, an opportunity definitely here. Only really a Mac 10 being the weakness, rather, in the buy for 1 win. So it's not too bad. They can make this work for sure. It needs to be a bit more coordinated than what we've seen in that previous round with the disjointed mid peaks. Not able to time them off of each other, and this time it's just a much higher pace in general, charging straight out mid. Already 1 kill from Sensei, Vault here close as well. Assistance being called for. Travis is going to go through the smoke, but his teammate abandoned them at the same time, and then they're forced to come back through in desperation into a player that's already been given the time to recompose himself and just slap down another kill, rather. A 4-on-2. The Mac 10 chilling back, holding for the push through A main the entire time, hasn't really had a chance to do much, and I think Glowin got naded in the beginning as well.
Not a good look. A little bit of confusion seeming to creep in, and you start to wonder, you know, new IGL. Is that starting to have an effect? Deco, at the very least, manages to salvage himself the AK as another 2-on-4. But again, Believe playing this one with a lot of discipline, not really giving anything up. We'll be playing some aggression down the B ramp, but with 2 players here, Glowing not really in a position to do anything about it either, having been tagged up, as you said. Deco not expecting it. Sunny gets the freebie. And from here, Glowing, he's a snake in the grass, sure, but they know roughly where he is. Maze is holding for it. Sunny knows he's got the bomb at his feet, and with just 28 seconds left, very little you can ask of the rifle here. I don't think he's at all aware of the off angle, and indeed, Maze will find the freebie. So we level things out. The economy breaks for the T side, and Believe, well, they've built themselves a platform.
All right, I'm liking what we're seeing from their Ancient early on, despite the stats not really saying that it was going to be too strong. Should have an easy 3rd round here with really very little allowed to be bought up for 1 win. Travis maybe could have went with a pistol. Flash actually goes with a deagle. So hoping for a couple of picks, maybe one that can spiral things out of control, allow a weapon or something to be recovered. They're split out across the map though, nothing really too specific, I suppose, planned for the moment. Maybe again just hoping that someone was going to get aggressive, but Believe so far haven't really been about that. Sure, they've been peeking mid and such and playing relatively forward and towards the B cave, but other than that, not really looking to push main or anything. And when they do peek mid like this, as you can see, they manage to play it pretty well. They use the utility to ensure that they're not going to be overwhelmed, and it's just easy pickings.
A little too easy. Travis at least able to grab one. Like you said, just easy pickings. Taking out that initial mid push. Sunny now working his way down the ramp. Doesn't need to get too keen into it. And with Travis recovering that AK, I think realizes it as well. Just falls back to the relative safety of the site. Don't want to give Travis any breathing room here. Banjo and Volt working out a boost just to give themselves a bit more of an angle, but it's not going to be required. Sunny looping background in towards the cave, finds the kill. Solid showing from Believe again, and one that 1 win are going to want to put a stop to sooner rather than later. This is their map pick at the end of the day. And certainly from once the rifles have come out, it's looked like a very solid CT side from Believe. Haven't really been too many holes poked in it.
Yeah, I mean, a victory here on Ancient definitely doesn't seal the victory in the series, though, for Believe, with Virgo up next, of course. As we said, a very strange choice, considering it's 1 win's favourite map. But it would definitely be a bit of a surprise that could have us questioning whether that second map is a certainty or not. We'll see how this plays out. Slower round once again. Not really looking to actually fight in on mid, which is maybe a good idea. It really hasn't gone too well the last 2 or 3 times they've tried it. Again, waiting out the utility and looking to just group for a late B hit. So it's relatively early. But it wasn't a fast rush by any means. Expecting again the aggression to come in, but Believe are just happy to chill. It's been working really well for them, just sitting back on the bomb site, holding angles and popping heads.
I do like this call from One Win. Drop the utility off the back of glowing. That'll isolate any and all information over towards mid, so they've got to respect mid now as a possibility, but instead it's a fast pop into B, and Travis, he manages to get across, but not before the crossfire clicks into play. Volt and Sunny combining beautifully, finding themselves the man advantage, and with Bomb still down out in no man's land, Nickelback sent on a solo mission to recover it is punished. Glowing's flank red as well, and it falls apart once more for One Win. Initially, the idea looks solid. Some slightly speculative timings. A bomb dropped in no man's land, and job done as Sensei AWPs down Deco. Believe again, showing that fighting spirit, and as you said, finding a CT side that works. They're not playing particularly proactively, they're not playing too aggressively, and thus far, One Win don't really seem to have an answer to them just sitting on the sites, letting them execute into them and finding the gaps when they come.
Yeah, and I don't think it's by any means because they have a very static CT side. It's just because they haven't been pushed enough to have to try anything yet. They may as well keep on playing how they're playing, because One Win are still happy to sit back expecting that this is the round where they're finally going to put in that aggression, and so far that hasn't happened. But with the weaker buy, they're willing to try something a bit more risky, and that's working out relatively well. Vault gets caught around Donut, M4 stolen away, and Kevlar across the board pretty much as well. This is a buy, or rather a situation here where One Win could definitely have a shot at actually winning it out. They've slowed it down since getting that man advantage as well. They have Believe kind of fumbling all over the place, wondering what exactly is going on, and while being forced to press the issue, they do manage to pull back one kill, but it didn't last.
Didn't last at all. They've lost their sight anchor now as well. Travis creeping out of Donut. Sensei, no idea he was that far ahead of the curve. Free kill. He's finally put down by Maze, but the damage surely is done. Sunny on just an MP9 here. AWP recoverable out towards Brokey. And as the bomb makes its transition, Sunny's trying for something a little bit cheeky, playing in and around the fading smoke. Glowing will be his first issue, and all that MP9. Not the favorite for those kind of sprays, not finding its mark whatsoever, and Deco's willing to put down the finals. A nice 1D to open it up, and as the MP9 whiffs a few more bullets, a pistol to finish it. And those are the kind of rounds that Believe, if they want to make us believe, if they want to put up a solid CT defense, they cannot be affording a loss on. They can't afford to give the T side those kind of opportunities to get back in on their map pick.
Kind of standard Russian team thing to do, right? Struggle on the gun rounds and just pop off with the Deagles and such out of nowhere. Whether they can start replicating that now with the rifles is the question. Again, just kind of going back to what wasn't working too well for them earlier on, though. So let's see if this is any different. They will actually spot the mid-aggression this time around. Maze, a bit of a jump peek. His head was very close to being taken off right there, but instead gets the info. They get the nade in as well. That does a small bit of damage, and it seems to have forced the hand here of One Win, who are pressing it up towards B. Nickelback looking to lead the charge, the stand-in. Goes down, but it's not for nothing. Travis is there with the trade. They have one pinned in the corner, but it's heavy presence on B right now, and they don't even have the bomb in their possession. So I don't love this.
Nah, these timings are all over the shop. Nickelback isolated, just about managed the trade, and with the bomb still in spawn, the CTs are going to swarm on this. Maze flash through the smoke with Sunny to back him up, finds the trade, and an even 3-on-3. It's time to hit the panic button for the T side, all the way back over towards this A site, with Deco down on 21. Bomb yet to make its way across as well. Sensei could potentially cause problems, but he's got to clear all of CT first. So that over-rotation perhaps in the opening moments, and perhaps One Win actually benefiting from leaving that bomb so deep in spawn and taking so long to get it, has bought them a 3-on-3 afterplant. Limited utility for this CT side as well. This one's not done just yet. Flamey tucks himself inside his sight. He's really the bait. It's going to be on Deco and Glowing to get this done. One main, one donut. A flank coming in from Maze, which will be based entirely on timings here. Should get a freebie onto Deco, but he's losing teammates all the while. He needs to be quicker than this, and he's not. 2 kills go down before he can find his mark, and that will be a 4th round on the board for One Win. A little fortuitous in how they get it, but they get it done regardless, and they take the AWP out as well. Maze getting caught by the bomb.
Yeah, tied up at 4-4. No weapon saved over. Would have been very helpful there to have that as well. Likely would have dropped 2 rifles and gone for the buy. Now they're definitely sitting on an eco with just some pistols and such being bought up. Either way, 1 win up to 4 already on this T side, considering how poor it was looking initially going into the gun rounds. I've got to say, this is been a good recovery off the back of winning out in Eco. Eve could have been sitting with perhaps even a 6-2 scoreline right now if not for that blunder. Let's see, there is one rifle. Mez has decided to go for the Hero M4. Got, what, 2400 is after losing the last 2 rounds now? Coming in the next one, so should be okay. A couple of kills preferably to kind of solidify his economy. Well, preferably 5 to win the round.
It's one of those buys where you make the call based on the fact you know this T-side economy is not good.
Yeah.
Hope that maybe take a couple rifles with you to the grave and it will make it that little bit more viable. The problem is Deco's flashes are gorgeous. He gets 3, opens up the B-bomb site single-handedly, and that MAC-10 has pretty much mitigated any and all damage the M4 could realistically do in this round. So he's in a bit of an awkward spot, loses his last teammate, and at this point he'd love to save it, but you can't imagine one winner going to let that happen. He grabs the first, Glowing next up will go down, but there's Molotovs licking at his feet out in the open. Flamey finds the kill. And they won't mind losing a MAC-10 and a Galil. They make sure they take that rifle away. They make this next buy that little bit more awkward for Maze, although to be fair, he's done the math pretty much perfectly. And they make this round a must-win for Believe.
Yeah, if you want to believe, they want to start showing us right now exactly what they can do. It's just been a bit of a slower one. We were saying perhaps though that the firepower might be the main issue, and one win get going as they are now, they can definitely be tough to handle. Deco is popping off, Travis is playing nuts as well. They're the 2 players you look to for this performance, and they're stepping up, so this is not going to be an easy game at all for Believe. The opening already goes the way of 1 win. It's Glowin who's getting a piece of the action this time around. That nade though, not too bad. It actually didn't do as much as I thought it was going to.
At the very least, this time Believe have got some information out towards mid. Last time we saw these lurk smokes go, they had nothing to work off of. This time Banjo tucks himself into the cubby, gives the call, at least for now, that mid is open and relatively clear, as 1 win looking to pull the marionette strings a little while longer. Splitting in towards mid. Banjo in a great spot, but he can't quite find the shot. Flamely swings wide, finds the kill. Clean headshot as well, not taking any real damage from it. And this CT setup starts to look worse and worse. The 2-man setup into cave can't be asked of too much, especially with the bomb now looping back towards A. It's going to be all on Maze. Had the hero rifle in the previous, needs to be a hero in towards this one. Nickelback bakes the shot, but his teammate's not there quite in time. A second kill, make it 3 as the low HP is exploited. Flamey finally able to find a kill, but he's out in no man's land. No idea where Sunny is. And admittedly, Sunny has no idea where Deco is either, so the trades will come back even. So missed shot from Sensei, but on the second time of asking, he puts it down. A scrappy old affair as the rifles come out on Ancient, but it's Believe who just about come out on top.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, though, because their economy is absolutely shattered after that one. A drop, at least from Sensei, gives them an M4 onto one of the players there, whichever didn't buy for themselves the Vault, I believe, so he gets good utility behind it. Maze just about gets his M4, but then you have a FAMAS and an MP9 as well, and considering how much they need to win this round, it's not ideal. Let's see, what's the plan, Believe? Are they going to swap things up? Going to see any aggression, or is it just going to be a relatively standard hold? Again, I think they wanted the off pushed up in cave, a little bit of a change up in the positioning, but utility from 1 win, not really giving them too much freedom. Instead, they're calling for the late ramp push. I like this. It's the MP9 that's leading the way as well. They actually boost the M4 over instead. Flamey, though, is ready for it somehow. As Maze gets denied the flash in for the follow-up as well. Sunny should be a free kill at this point. The 3rd kill even going to be lined up and almost sealed. One more bullet to get that finish on Sensei. It actually baits him into Vault instead. But now they know there's 2 players on B. They have a 4-on-3 advantage. They have well over a minute. They don't really need to force this commitment.
Oh, Sensei, how are you living, my man? Dodging the spray, dodging the wallbang, finally put down by Glowing. And at this point, well, they know there's 1 player on B. They very quickly deal with that. Glowing finds a second onto Vault. And this round is as good as done. Banjo nowhere to be found. FAMAS in hand as well. Not the gun you really want to be saving, but there's not a lot else around this side of the map for him to grab onto. As Flamey showing all his experience there, holding the boosted angle instead of the push, gets a freebie. Beautifully flashed in for the second, and at that point, again, 3-on-5, you're not going to see one win ship too many of those away. Able to put this one down relatively cleanly and start hunting out as well, trying to make sure if they can find Banjo freely, they do. Looks like he'll be safe in towards main, though, which is very much needed because that economy, again, as you said, last round, one player alive, just about skimming the win. This time, one man saves. It's not a good look for a CT side in the current meta.
Yeah, it's a bit of a desperate situation to say the least. Full eco, I'd imagine, around the FAMAS. In the next, it looks like we're having a bit of a prolonged issue here, unfortunately, so we are actually going to have to send it over to a small break, though. Hopefully, we won't be too long. Make sure you stick with us, guys, and as soon as we come back, we'll be right back into the action.
Well, at least it's a quick one, folks. The issues are sorted. We're back into the action and believe, well, they've got issues running far deeper than technical. A single FAMAS, a little bit of utility to work with, but not a lot. And distinctly lacking in the firepower department as well, as that save FAMAS is bolstered only by the P250 of Sunny. Early cave control conceded. Gonna go for this ramp push again. Last time it was well read by Flamey. This time Deco's cutting a slightly lonely figure. Nickelback at the very least spots out a couple of warning shots. And Deco will swing in with the flashbang, able to clean up a couple before he goes down. Good damage on the third as well, which will be capitalized on. As Glowing and Travis looking to mop up the remaining pieces onto a low HP Sunny. The airstrike does it. One kill, a couple of kills. It's not going to be of any real concern for one win this late into the series. 7 rounds to the good on their T side. Believe need one thing and one thing only here, and it's some serious rounds in their back pocket. They need to get 7.
Yeah. I mean, the full 8 for Believe, ideally. Feel comfortable at that half-time, but at the moment, 1 win, I think, are on track to maybe even come out with the 10. You can see very little utility to back up this buy here for Believe. A quick A play as well. In the 1 round where Believe decided to heavily stack that mid area instead, and Glowing with a perfect timing on towards Maze. That should be control of the bomb site confirmed. The problem is they didn't expect it to happen so easily, so the bomb's miles away. It was outside B. only now beginning to rotate around. And if this kill on mid goes the way of Banjo, I was going to say things could begin to spiral, but no. Deco was ready for it. Vault trying to play around the smoke here. Dishes out some good damage. And with Deco and Glowin not perfectly healthy either, this is certainly still recoverable for Believe, but they're going to need someone to step up big time.
It's doable. They haven't got smokes on the one win side of things either, so that bomb going to be a nightmare to get down. Sensei already close to CT in a perfect position to deny. Molotov goes in, he'll smoke that, and he looks to go straight through with support. Flamey and Deco for now watching. Still 45 seconds left on the clock. No rush needed from one win as Flamey makes his way into the site and deals with Volt. Takes the bullet to the back of the skull like it's nothing. Glowing backs him up with another quick kill onto Sunny. Sensei, the last man out. Nothing he can really be expected to do here. Finds a couple of kills to at least make it worth his while financially, but he goes down to Travis. An 8th round on the board. The economy once again only really able to support a half buy for Believe. And this first half of Ancient is very much getting away from them now.
Yeah, I mean, there was that middle section where they stepped it up and they all started looking snappy and on point, but that's been missing ever since one win came back alive. And the rounds that they have scraped by have been so close that they just never been able to get anything sustainable going. Nice swing in on mid. There is a crossfire though, so I was going to say it should be handled, but no, maybe not. Back one kill at least, but he takes a ton of damage. Flamey gets dinked in his efforts as well. So while they have got the man advantage back, this is still a little bit dangerous.
It's decidedly sketchy. Sunny with a 5-7 in towards Dig and Cave as well. Or Jaguar, depending on who you're talking to. And oh my goodness, Travis has no idea. Oh, there is timings all over the shop here. And Banjo on a recovered rifles grabbed all of them. Sunny able to combine beautifully to take out Flamey. And now it's all on Travis out of nothing. Believe have squirreled away a 2v1. Rifles in both hands as well. Sunny knows he just has to stay alive. Timing of this flank should be good. And that's if he can't finish the job himself. Banjo's there to back his man up. And out of absolutely nothing, we've got a game on our hands, Dean.
All right. Getting themselves a really solid buy into the final round as well. So that 7-round dream is still very much alive. They actually decided to go in for the double up as well. Wasn't quite expecting that. So 2 AKs in there as well. This is really as strong as it could be. One win don't have any issues themselves with getting the investment, but they decided against pulling out an op. They could have if they wanted. Oh, no, I think Nickelback got dropped, did he? Either way, an important round for the possibility for Believe, of course, to keep it as close as possible. And for one win, if they can take this, they have that bit of comfort if the pistol round goes wrong.
Certainly still all to play for in this last round, as it's a little bit of a slower approach. The utility there to block out mid-control for one win. Glowing looking to be cheeky around the edge of the smoke, and oh, that is nasty onto Banjo. And he's actually managed to go all the way through CT here, brings Sensei down to 9 points of health. The Orpa will still just about hold on to his life. But it's opened up some serious holes in the defense. This B-bomb site now wide open for the taking with just a couple of smokes thrown. But again, that bomb is going to cause some problems deep in towards CT spawn. These smokes will need refreshing. Just the one available for Travis. So that long corridor becomes a distinct possibility. And with a fast flank now in play as well, this round is not done yet. Maze works his way out towards long on that fading smoke, looks to catch his timing. Travis is good for it, but there's a backstab almost immediately in from Volt here, who should have a freebie, if not more. Question is, can his teammates stay alive long enough for him to do something with it? Grabs the first position now known in the 3-on-3, and they're pushing the issue into Sensei. It's all on this cave play now as Volt grabs another. Sunny on the wide swing finds one more, and Flamey, the old flame, is left to clutch it out. Spams away his position known. He grabs the one, but not enough. Sunny will put him down, and Sunny will get the 8-7 as we head into the halftime. The narrowest of leads for one win as we head to the break.
demons and ghosts. Cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for. Don't go chasing your demons and ghosts. Cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for. We both know we're not the same without rock bottom. Let it go, but we come back to craving problems. Am I your favorite kind of shame? Do I make you wanna hate? Don't go chasing your demons and ghosts. Cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for. Don't go chasing your demons and ghosts. Cause you might find what you're looking for. You might find what you're looking for.
A first half that ebbed and flowed like the turning of the tide, but it is OneWin who come in with the narrowest of leads as they start their CT side. 8-7 to the good. Certainly not as many as we thought they'd have in moments, but Believe have kept themselves alive in this one, scrapping and fighting for every kill they can get. And once again, it's Banjo with an early opening onto Glowing that opens up all kinds of opportunities over towards B, but they've got to deal with this long setup and they can't find a kill. Travis with 3, Flamey there to back his man up, and all that good work in the opening moments undone in the blink of an eye as Maze is left to try and scrap the pieces, grabs a couple, but Nickelback puts him down before it gets too exciting.
Yeah, we're getting solid pistol rounds out here from OneWin, and it does give them a little bit of space again, but after Believe's recovery towards the end of that previous half, should still hopefully have a game on our hands if the gun rounds remain interesting. Unfortunately, we're not going to see a gun round for the moment. It is going to have to be that full eco. Eagle from Maze, I'm surprised we're even really seeing any upgraded pistols, at least that much. I was thinking a P250 or 2 maybe. Should be pretty straightforward though. OneWin have gone heavy on the rifles, or at least they have the 3 rifles, including a couple of FAMASs, 2 MP9s there that will be looking to get the majority of the kills. I think we're going to have one of them slow rounds where Believe just hope that OneWin are going to keep on pushing when they don't find anything.
Yeah, looking for that overextension, but with lane control established, really no need to for the CT side. Flamey does go for a wander, catches a spam from a boost, down to 54. And off the back of that, they are actually going to completely vacate the B side of the map. Looking for something potentially in towards A. And again, those timings are maybe there. Deco with just the MP9 in towards mid. Nickelback then, if he goes down, cuts a lonely figure on the A site. The problem is once more the utility goes out. Deco has support from the scaffolding in the form of Travis as well, or Heaven as we now call it, because the scaffolding's gone. And at the moment, they are walking right into the jaws of this Deco MP9. The timing going to have to be pretty stellar if they're going to get anything done off of this with just 35 seconds left on the clock. At the very least, that FAMAS is yet to peak them as they shift their way out, trying to be as stealthy as they possibly can. Hoping maybe they'll catch Deco napping on this angle, but the MP9's good for a couple before he goes, and now they will start to swing. Both remaining players trapped in towards the donut, and they've got to get out onto this A side fast. And managed to maybe isolate Nickelback, but he's having none of it. Adjusts beautifully, double digits on the board, just the one man going down. It's a nice second round conversion from the OneWin boys.
Yeah, I mean, what, $700 investment from Maze to get that 1 kill though? It's not terrible, but it was also only an SMG that they dropped, and Deco was able to get a little bit out of it himself. As you can see, he's still able to manage the full investment here. They have enough that they could scrape together a bonus round in the next, as long as this one remains close, so pressure could definitely be kept on. I believe I want to try and come alive here as soon as possible. Got to be now, ideally. They've already used a lot of the utility. They've only 2 smokes left, rather. They have found an opening. Not too sure how that played out exactly. It was in towards cave, I believe. Yeah, Maze just, I guess, went in there as quick as he possibly could. Bolt in on mid, gonna find some success as well. There is backup there towards donut, but it wasn't really a coordinated peek. Instead, Glow and tries for it on his own, and it doesn't go well. Loses it out big time, and he's actually the sole A defender as well.
It's a tough fight at the best of times. Glowing not able to rein it in, and as you said now, on just 4 HP, looking to anchor down this A site. How much can he realistically get done? The answer's nothing. He's going to bail out entirely. 3 on 5 that this CT side are struggling to get anywhere near going. That FAMAS not quite connecting for Flamey either. Sunny, multiple chances at life and a 1-tap just to rub salt in the wounds. Flamey had his chance. Didn't take it. Sunny says thank you very much, and this will be a free round now for Believe, an 8th on the board. Just a question of how much more damage they're going to find. Sunny goes down. Deco and Glowing will be desperate to hold on to these rifles, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to. That hunt already coming in. Volt already starting to think about clearing this lane down.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're really going to be too ready if Volt does decide to push through. Glowing's on low health holding the angle, so if they wanted the weapons, they could take them, but would wouldn't be worthwhile. Is the 8th round over to believe. 1 win, just a couple of weapons being saved over, but they should be enough to allow a full buy. As I was saying, even if they had lost this one with no weapons, they maybe would have scraped together an investment depending on what sort of damage they were able to do. They don't really do any damage here, but they can still work it out. 2 M4s will be gifted over. One player
Just about.
will be, as you can see, left on the weaker weapon. I don't want it to be Travis left on the MP9. They're stronger fraggers, but it looks like he's happy to take that SMG.
I suppose in towards Cave, in towards Dig, maybe some opportunities to get some damage done. Up close and personal, where that MP9 does its best work. Early play out towards mid. This time Volt with a smoke looking to charge on through, but it is Travis opening up on that MP9, exactly where we expected to see it. And towards Jaguar, pushing the issue. Will be traded at the very least, though, and with Flamey taking a dink off the back of it as he trades. It's a man advantage, but only narrowly for 1 win, and with a lot of territory cost as well. Almost all of their utility, in fact, going to make that a possibility. So as we see the T side double back over towards this B site, with Flamey down on 19 HP, if they can deal with Deco and pull and execute out of the 2 smokes, molly and handful of flashes they've got, this could very quickly turn on its head for the CT side.
Yeah, definitely good. I mean, they're bursting onto B right now. The rotations are far off. Flamey not in great health either, so he's not able to put in any sort of a defense before going down. I think onto Sensei was the best that he could deliver, but it won't be stopping the bomb plant. Never mind, the naked will. There we go. Potential wallbang if the attempted follow-up plant goes in as well, and he doesn't even get a chance for that Deco, or rather, Nickelback and Glowin push through, as Deco kept them busy a little bit with the spam as well. 11-8. 1 win with a solid victory there. Looked shaky for a moment towards the end, like Believe had their shot at redeeming things, but it didn't work out. Instead, now they're scraping together another buy, spending the last of that economy, and while it is pretty solid, they will need this round. If this goes south, they're conceding a 12th and likely a 13th off the back of it, and then they'd have maybe 1 more full gun round, so they cannot let that happen.
Need to get some success, as you said, and it needs to be fast. Heavy mid play, but again, it's Travis over towards the Jaguar area who opens it up. Glowing comes in with 1 more. And they've gutted this buy in just a matter of seconds. Travis, he's been towing the line in towards Cave and in towards Jaguar with the aggression, and he's towing it again. He goes down to 3 HP, but the job is a good one. And now, as a little bit of a desperate push out of mid starts to come out, Deco is in a perfect spot to punish, and despite the damage being here, it's still a 2-on-5 for Sensei and Sunny. Glowing playing an odd angle there, does take some damage as well, and now with 3 players all tagged low, it starts to feel maybe like something Believe will want to have a crack at. Just 2 AKs in hand. Sensei, though, peeked out on an awful timing, taken out by Deco, and Sunny asked of a mighty job here, a 1v5 to contend with. As you said, a point where the economy really is broken, where 1 win will really start to steam away with their map pick, and they are charging him down from all sides. Flamey, the man to put the final nail in the coffin, but it's a 12th on the board for 1 win. It's an economy breaker for Believe, and it's a little bit more comfort for that 1 win CT side now as the gap just starts to widen.
Yeah, I mean, a full eco, as I said, 13th likely to be conceded. They get some pistols at least, so perhaps they can pull off a bit of a miracle like 1 win did, where they came alive on this weaker investment. Not too sure. They've only got the few upgraded pistols, 1 player getting body armor. It is not a lot to work with. Back over towards B, though, hoping to catch a player aggressive in Cave. Travis is there, but he's playing the angle in a way where he can, well, just do that, mow them down. If he needed, he could fall back off pretty easily as well, so yeah, well done. Sensei's left alone. This one's done and dusted before we really get a chance to get much of an idea as to what was going on at all, what the plan may have actually been for Believe.
I like that. You could feel yourself saying, and he's playing the kind of angle where he can fall off, and, well, he didn't need to.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff. making it look easy.
Yeah,
13 on the
it kind of
board.
works in that way as well, because they were probably expecting them not to re-peek after the like
Yeah.
3 pistols start shooting his way, but obviously he steps back in, catches them off guard, and they're in a small choke point. They're already started to commit. There's nothing they can do. They're lined up, and yeah, it's just chaos.
Lovely little bit of carnage, and with a 5-round buffer now, this buy absolutely essential for the Believe boys. And Bolt starts it well, but almost immediately there's a response in towards mid. Yes, Bolt manages to pick Nickelback, but Glowing swings wide, catches the entirety of that mid control. And now there's more fights to be isolated. Banjo's actually swung back into Jaguar to try and help out Maze, but instead he signs both of their death warrants as a flying Deco grabs a double. And for Sensei, a 1v4 made 3 early on. Does have Bomb on his back. If you're looking for silver linings, could maybe squirrel something away over towards that A site. The timing is there for him if he continues on this path through CT. Currently nobody home for the CT side, so should be able to at least get that bomb down, at least give them that little bit of extra money to work with.
That'll give them a chance, because otherwise they're definitely not getting the buy. Let's get a bit of a move on, though. I like that one win. Aren't taking too much of a risk rotating over too soon. Stuck together for a while. If he came back B, they would have been ready. If he was already planting on A very quickly, they could have just moved as a unit. Flamey will eventually go around to main. Hopefully doesn't just take this fight on his own. Otherwise, it might give Sensei a chance to isolate the 1v1s, and well, he's going to get that anyway, actually pushing in towards the spawn. If he lands this initial shot on Glowing, things become very doable. There you go. Pushes in, manages to catch the shoulder, is ready now if Flamey takes the swing, and actually does have the bomb planted for himself. Knows it's not being stuck quite yet. The swing, though, should do it. Both of them ready. Ooh. Not quite. That was a little bit dangerous. I mean, it makes sense that Flamey goes out since he was holding the left side of the angle already. He knew Deco was up close, but yeah, the fact that he actually hits that ridiculous flick and almost managed to tuck himself in enough to get the second shot cocked and popped off as well was a little bit too close to my liking, but the main thing is one win, take the 14-8 lead. The bomb plant, though, as we said, gives some hope. It lets you believe.
For a brief moment there, I thought the timing was going to be their undoing. Deco gave that AWP half a second to start pulling back the bolt and getting another round in the chamber. Not quite to be, though, and at 14-8 down as they scramble a buy together off the back of that bomb plant, it is do or die time for Believe. And, well, they're looking to push the issue on the one-win side of things. Maze is up for it. Deals with the opening aggression at least, but unfortunately Travis is able to find a quick kill, and with Maze down to 12 HP here, Travis should be able to find his mark. Instead, swings into the full HP. Finally, Maze puts him down, but that's a trade the CT side will take. Dealing with all the high HP players, Sunny has found another, however, and started to swing this round into absolute carnage once again. Believe have got players all over the map now. Banjo pushes deep into snipers, Sunny looking to join him, Nickelback aware of the possibility, but also aware that Glowing cuts a very lonely figure over towards B. And with 55 seconds left on the clock, Believe can do just about anything they want. A smoke goes out of Donut, buys a little bit of time, a little bit of space, and Nickelback gets caught by a rotating Banjo, leaving just Glowing alive. Damage done all over the shop. 2 players, a single bullet from death. But as of yet, unconverted on 33 seconds on the clock. They're looking to group up over towards this bomb, and both of them are low HP. The timing here could well be everything. Smokes himself into the ramp, Glowing, grabs one, looks to retreat back through his own smoke. It's a bait, but he doesn't know about the man close to his left-hand side, and Maze on low HP will just about steal away a 9th. It's absolute carnage, but that seems to be where Believe are really thriving at the moment.
Yeah, paid off for them there anyway. As you said, that 2-on-3 looked like it could have gone either way, but player creeping into the spawn, it looked like that sealed the deal. Then it still gets dodgy again in the end. One win, no matter what, it seems like they're able to put up at least a bit of a fight and make things a bit more costly than they should be for Believe, which isn't allowing them to build up too much of an economy. So they're still in a position where they lose one round and then they have very little to fight for the overtime. And Well, this could be it, perhaps. Nickelback with the opening. Flamey traded out on that B bomb site, but Travis is still ready. Probably too late to actually stop the push. He will instead isolate the fight perfectly, and Cave beats them into Nickelback. And it is destruction on the B bomb site. A 15-9 scoreline very quickly picked up. That's rough. As I said, the money now.
That's tough. I mean, Travis was just pre-firing as he came back into Cave, right out towards Jaguar. He catches a headshot and somehow still alive and kicking, goes back and just as you said, pulls them perfectly into the crosshairs of Nickelback. 15-9 at this point. And as you said, the economy not the best of looks. They've just about managed to scramble something out on the T side. Galil's trying to make up some kind of ground here as push will come in towards Jaguar initially. Trying to take some of that early map control away, but it involves a fight with Travis, who has been on it this evening. 26 to his name and looking to add to that tally as well. A slower approach as Believe under pressure here with very little util left. Really can't afford to prod and poke for too much longer. They've got to start thinking about an execute.
We'll actually find the aggression down ramp, I thought. Perhaps ready for it as well. It looked like Maze was, but the Galil, unfortunately, just not really the weapon he wanted in that situation. Double peak, I believe, was noted, so I was going to say moving back towards B at this point is going to be pretty tough if they can't deny that aggression. Thankfully, are able to win out the one exchange, and that leaves Flamey alone now, actually. Tucked in, he has players coming in from outside. If he doesn't win this cave fight initially, then he has no hope, and he goes down to Banjo. Nickelback doing what he can. It's a desperate spray. Will pay off for one. Nearly lined up Sunny afterwards as well. But again, the advantage, despite the health, does sit in numbers at least right now, I believe.
It's one of those situations. Yeah, I think they give it a go. 6 rounds in the pocket. I think it's one of those situations where you may as well have a roll of the dice. One smoke available on Glowing, potentially locks out Cave. Indeed, that's where it's headed. There is a backstab now coming in somewhat swiftly, but it's been heard in the back lines, and Deco has it. Little to the CT side. No, they've trapped everyone in the cave. The wallbang good for 1.5, and Glowing. Well, now he's nervous. Now he's frightened. The wallbang continues to come in, and Sensei will put the final bullet into it. Double digits at the very least on the board for Believe, as 5 rounds of the difference. And off the back of giving that one a go, the economy not really there for one win to try and contest this one.
No, we should finally see an eco. The economy's not terrible. They're not all completely broken, so at least a buy in the next round should be okay, I think. Although with the 1900, Flamey might be in a slightly rough position. The aids won't be too great for Travis or Glowing either. But yeah, they wanted to spend a little bit here, it seems. They wanted a chance to do some damage. And I mean, who knows, with the performances we've been getting out of one win, some nice eagle shots definitely could land. It's a straight up A play. It's a change in pace from what we've been seeing. This is the first time they've really gone for this. Maybe expecting the weaker buy.
They've got B off the back of it as well. Maze has managed to flank all the way through, and you can see that Believe are just reacting to that information now, and it's a question of how quick the CTs really get a read on this one. No idea for Flamey on 2 HP. What has just transpired? He'll go down for free, and at this moment, CT side in somewhat disarray, trying to work out what on earth has gone on. Maze knows he's just a distraction here. He's just pulling the strings. Travis wants the kill, but with the nade, his aim punch just not quite going to allow it. Deco's worked his way over towards B, which unfortunately is very much not the place to be. So despite a couple of nice 1-digs in this one, it is going to fade away in favor of Believe. Question is, can they do enough damage that maybe that economy is going to be a little rougher around the edges into the next? Maze is still looking the wrong way. Does have the cover of the box, but will go down regardless. And now with a rifle to save as well, this is a pretty solid look for one win. 3 kills, AK saved into the next. You'd take that.
Yeah, not bad considering what they invested into the round. A few thousand total, I would imagine. Especially now, with Deco being the man who gets to save the AK for himself, as you're saying. He's going to be rocking a weapon that he wouldn't be able to get otherwise, that, well, with his current performance, should hopefully give them their opportunity to close things out. Can drop a rifle to Flamey as well, thanks to it. mentioned in the beginning, his economy was a little bit weak. So they've gone ahead and made up for that. The utility should be pretty much perfect behind it as well. And now there is 4 more chances for 1win to go ahead and get it over the finish line. This is probably going to be the best buy they'll have throughout. Unless they take pretty much a double eco and then go for a buy. So this is really where they want to be getting it done.
Yeah, this is the one they'll want to close it out on. Get it done early, get it done clean. It's a little scrappy initially, however. Travis, again, the king of Jaguar, are able to get 1, but this time Sunny is there for the trade, despite the Molotov damage done to him. 4 on 4, we're going to see a little bit of a gamble here out of the CT side. A 3-man lean over towards this B site. Yet to really get the information to back that kind of a call up, but for the time being at least, it does look like the right call to make. Utility goes over, trying to flush Flamey out into the open. The A4 is good for 1. But again, the trade is instantaneous, and Believe are keeping themselves in this one. Evens in the 3-on-3 with a man prodding out towards A as well. If Volt could maybe time Nickelback, that would be the perfect opening, but Nickelback just fading between the angles has got one up on the youngster, and at this point for Banjo and Sensei, there is only one more call to make. Back in towards that B-bomb site to see if maybe, just maybe, they can steal away a round to keep their team in it. A man down here, but at least even inside of the B site. Smoke goes out towards Short. It'll isolate Deco. Playing the new shallower cubby. He's got it all to do here as they start to swing on out, but Sensei's shot doesn't quite ring out and the trades are in. It will be 1win who take their map pick. A solid CT side, a little scrappy around the edges on T. Sure, it wasn't the most ideal way to get it done, but they do get it done. And then you remember that Vertigo next up is their normal first pick, and you think this is pretty good luck for 1win.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, we did expect Ancient to not be all that great in general, because it is a really weak map for Believe. So the fact that they do put up a pretty good fight can still give you some hope moving forward on Vertigo, because it's a map they can play, definitely. It just seemed strange to go